Welcome back. So I really wanted to bring on the show KEMBA Mitchell because you hear her almost every week on Second Breakfast with Andrew Carter. But during those exchanges, I mean, okay, we talk for a few minutes about a few topics of the day, and then that's it. And I really admire this person, what she does, and so I think it's always nice to take this time during the holidays to maybe go deeper and know some of these great contributors that we have on CJAD 800. And so KEMBA Mitchell joins me now. She's a community, youth, and social justice advocate. KEMBA, thank you very much for joining us today.
Hi, David. You're welcome.
So I have to wish you happy Kwanzaa today because is it the beginning of Kwanzaa today officially?
Yes, it is officially the first day. So the principle is umoja, or unity.
Okay, so tell me more about this because there's several principles throughout the days of Kwanzaa, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so go ahead. Explain to me.
So essentially, Kwanzaa is a celebration. Actually, I think to speak about the celebration, we have to speak about why was this created. So unfortunately, it was due to there was the watch riot that took place in 1965,
Yeah.
and this was in L.A. And literally, it was a black man who was pulled over for he was, I guess, drinking and driving, or the police thought he was. So he failed a sobriety test, and he was beaten by police officers in front of many onlookers, and that resulted in a 6-day civil unrest with 34 deaths. So because of the many injustices faced by the Black community, there was an activist, and his name was Dr. Karenga, and he created this celebration because he realized that there was a disconnect in terms of our understanding of our cultural, our heritage, our traditions. And so it's kind of like a mix of many beliefs from, I think, Eastern and Southern Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where this Kwanzaa came up, and it's something that's celebrated annually. It's not religious, which allows for everyone to be able to really take in some of these the principles. So like I said, today we're celebrating Umoja. It means unity, meaning to strive for and to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and our race.
So what does Kwanzaa mean to you? For you personally?
Kwanzaa for me, because I have to say I really feel a disconnect. I mean, let's be honest. My first name is Kemba. It is an African name, but my last name is Mitchell. And this name doesn't reflect who I am as a person. No. Because I'm third generation Canadian born. My grandma was born in Montreal in Little Burgundy, grew up in Little Burgundy. I don't have a connection to anything other than this Canadian space.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I'm not accepted in this Canadian space. When I say I'm Canadian, I keep on getting question after question. No, but where is your mother from? But where is your
right.
Because I'm not ever going to be accepted as a Canadian. Never mind a Quebecoise, right? So so I struggle, and I've always my mother, she did a great job. She passed away many years ago, but she did a great job in making me feel comfortable with myself and learning about myself. But because when I went to school, I did not learn about my history.
Right.
So I relied on what my mom taught me or the Black community taught me to kind of make me feel whole, because I feel sometimes I don't feel whole as a person. So Kwanzaa to me allows me to be able to really connect with our cultural and traditions that we know to be, and a sense of the community, building a sense of community, Black liberation, self-affirming. These are some of the things that are reflective in the celebration with my family, with my friends, and even just reflecting on the different principles.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And tell me more about, so, and again, I'm as you know, I want to discuss this with you. So it's really about discussion and understanding here, but it's something you just said. You said, I don't think I'll ever feel Canadian or feel Quebecois.
Will be accepted. And even what does that mean? But
yeah.
It's more the acceptance, right?
The acceptance.
Because and even on CJD, Angela said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said,
"Yeah, I remember that."
No, but where are you really from? I said, "Well, why would you ask that? Because if I ask them, oh, where are you from? They tell me, I take that as truth. So, I mean, I think we all need to take a time to really think about, some of our implicit biases and our stereotypes around what is what. And so when I say I'm Canadian, it should be like, okay, great. On to the next question.
Exactly. You are Canadian and you are Quebecois, and that's it. And so, but you said you don't necessarily, you will ever feel accepted. That's where
Right.
that saddens me, because there seems to be a fatality there. There's no way that we can evolve. Is that what you really believe?
It depends on what context you mean. So for me, when I say that I personally don't feel, because in my 47 years of existence, I have never felt that I did in this space, which is why for me, I really, in finding myself and who I am, I need to go back to the continent of Africa, because this is our lineage.
Yeah.
I can't tell you exactly where I come from because I don't have that privilege of doing that. But that is my ultimate goal, is reaching back to, the continent, to really find myself and to feel that sense of belonging.
Sure.
And I think that when anyone you speak to, when you talk about your heritage, your culture, you do go back to a place like that. So for you, for example, I could say, okay, where are you from? That's the question. Where are you from? Your ethnicity, your nationality, and that will bring you to a place of connecting. And I don't feel the connection here.
You don't have it there. Yeah.
No.
So moving on, the other principles of Kwanzaa.
Yes. So umoja is the first one, and then this one is a little bit after practice. It's kuji chakula, kuji jagulia, I should say, for self-determination, and that means to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Then there's ujima, or collective work and responsibility, meaning to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters their problems our problems and solve them together. Then there's ujama, or cooperative economics. Then there's nia, or purpose. There's kumba, or creativity. And then the last principle is imani, or faith. And they all have, you can Google them and see what they mean. And I think it really encompasses who we are as members of the African diaspora. And you can these principles throughout the year. It's something that allows me to connect back to something that I don't have here.
Right.
So for me, it's really it's important. And I started celebrating, I would say about 7-8 years ago. And it's made an impact for me and many members of our community.
Yeah. And so how do you celebrate? Is it you get together? Is it meals? What is it?
Okay, so for our family, because my daughters are older, so we don't always have meals at the table. But I think I mentioned I was gifted a kinara, and this is a candle holder, so I have the different candles. And in our household, because we're not always able to eat together, it's just basically thinking of the principle and reflecting and having maybe some conversations around that. So, but usually it is a meal. You would have, you invite family or friends, and every day you have a meal and reflecting around that principle. And then at the end on the 7th day, this is where you can exchange handmade gifts, or it's mostly for children, or gifts. Let's say you want to offer a book or a doll to reflect again the culture and traditions, and that will be done on the 7th day. And on the 7th day, there's also kind of like a cheers to how we're going to commit, what commitments we're going to make in terms of the different principles with each other and ourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, really, no, I find this very fascinating. And as a community youth and social justice advocate, I mean, what are your big challenges you're looking ahead to in 2023?
Well, for my personal business that I have, essentially it's offering meaningful learning opportunities for, be it corporate or in the school system or in community. And just, it's been challenging recently. I can't really get into it, but it's really been challenging recently when I'm thinking about, moving and navigating in my Blackness, right? it's inherently important to me to be able to support those that cannot don't have the words to describe what they're going through,
Mm-hmm.
or just don't have the resources around to be able to effectively make changes within. So I'm really kind of relooking at my business and how I want to move forward with it going forward. And I also have a couple of collaborative businesses I'm working on with some other people. You know what? It's really about true liberation for all. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means to everyone may look different. I just hope that people could really reflect on the way in which that they can make this space a better place for everyone. Mm. And as hard as it may be, understand that being on the side of social injustice is very difficult, especially for our youth. And so this is where, I'm going to be continuing to put my effort forward and just be there as a voice.
All right. Looking forward to hearing more about this in the new year. Hope to have you on next week if you have some time. I'd like to delve deeper into that. Thank you so much for your time, KEMBA, and your work. Happy Kwanzaa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.